It's funny when your toddler sleepwalks downstairs late at night to pee, and you tell him how to get to the toilet from the other room. After a moment, you expect to hear a splash and trickle, but instead hear the tinny ping of the metal trash can next to the sink, and you're left wondering what happened because good parenting is supposed to work. They say when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. The problem is, what if there are no lemons? I guess you go with limes. So I wrote my phone number on a lime and gave it to the nearest girl without a prom date. What's this? She asked. Duh, pickup line. In one of my previous lives, I think I was a bomb disposal technician because whenever I heat up a frozen dinner, I instinctively can't allow the microwave timer to complete its countdown. I wait, and I stop it the second before the alarming buzzer goes off, or that food explodes everywhere. And I'm not sure how, but in some small way, I know I won. I think the next time a nurse asks me for a urine sample, after a few minutes I'll come out of the restroom and tell her that I found the toilet, and anyway, I didn't end up needing her little cup. Helga got offended that I used the phrase bucket load of soggy Polish dogs swimming in a broth of roadkill turpentine, but to me, that's what her burp smelled like. If I were a scientist and I knew the chemical that activated when people got triggered, I would replace it with tryptophan. That way, when those turkeys got excited, we could all get a little peace and quiet around here. Sometimes when we forget what we set out to do, we blame it on a brain fart. Then I think about it and have to wonder who came up with that. I mean, what actually happened? At least we know it didn't happen on a full brain because that would be a story. If I ever make it to Hawaii, I think I'll seek out the tourists with the really fancy piña coladas. You know, the ones with too many coconut shavings. And I'll remind them that coconut shavings look a lot like toenail clippings, and that those toes in Hawaii are looking pretty clipped. The trouble with eye contact is that you never know how people are going to judge you. It's confusing. One friend told me a brief mutual glance might be attraction. Another said that 3 seconds starts to feel a little creepy, and apparently binoculars are illegal. More times than I'd care to admit, I've silenced my phone at night and thought I felt it vibrating. You know the embarrassment. You pat around your pocket and it's not there. Then you remember last year's accident and that there's no pocket, or leg for that matter. I don't understand the running of the bulls. I mean, I get the running part, because you could be skewered and trampled by a 2,000-pound beast. But I don't get why local law prohibits the participants to drink or take selfies during the event. Why not just let nature run its course? If I were to decide how to value animals, I'd say monkeys come in a close third behind cows and pigs, two of the major food groups. Why? Because, come on, how many other animals make their own ammo? I bet if I had lived in Salem in 1692, I could have come up with a better witch trial. Like, why not just have them bob for apples? Granny apples indicate witch, and red delicious apples mean not a witch. You put the apples in a vat of boiling hot oil, and if they are able to lift the red delicious apple... Actually, wait. This test thing is harder than it seems. If I were a superhero, my friend Max would be the obvious choice for Sidekick. Not because of his otherworldly abilities, but because his superpower is very specifically being second best at everything, and that seems like something a real superhero needs. The trouble with large bodies of water is that you lose perspective. You're at the city pool, enjoying the sun and splashing around. Suddenly, everyone is losing their minds, screaming and scurrying out of the water, and you follow. Why, you ask? There must be sharks. The trouble with losing all 5 of your senses is that your sensors would be broken. I guess that's ironic because how else would you know if you were still a robot? When the first corporation cuts a deal for that new alien tech to shuttle humans into outer space to all the planets hungry for visitors or inhabitants, and those people don't come back, be skeptical, man, because they're gone. If I believed in conspiracy theories, I might believe in the Reptilian People, and that the Ninja Turtles and video games were created for the sole purpose of endearing our kids to them, facilitating the desensitization of our children to their existence, and facilitating the eventual easy acceptance of their rule, but come on, who are we kidding? I'm coming around to the idea of getting rid of trees, not because they're not important, or because I don't value shade or oxygen, but because of environmentalists and the paper cuts and splinters they're trying to protect. Recently, when I was in line at the island's only grocery store, standing on the X that marks my spot, I was inclined to laugh, but then I noticed the next patron standing the designated 6 feet away on her X, and I couldn't help but reconsider my life and my dream of becoming a swashbuckling pirate in search of that ever-elusive treasure.